Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. And folks, Tim Walz is losing his mind, and it might be because he just suffered a massive loss in court. And it's so fitting because it was such an egregious violation of the Constitution, but the Constitution be damned for liberals like Tim Walz. And it may be the reason he is freaking out and making statements like this. Apparently, the era of civility is now over.
And I am proud of this state like so many others. And I will have to tell you, the privilege of my lifetime was stand beside someone we know was the most qualified and would have been a fantastic president in a President Harris. And look, we wouldn't wake up every day to a bunch of shit on TV and a bunch of nonsense. We would wake up to an adult with compassion and dignity and vision and leadership doing the work, not a man-child crying about whatever's wrong with him. May his fat ankles find something today. Petty as hell.
Odd to think about compassion and dignity coming from Kamala Harris with her record on prosecutions. But folks, beyond that, Tim Walz is out there on an insulting rampage. And I think what's really taking place here is this loss that he just suffered has really got him on edge. A judge has struck down a Minnesota law barring certain religious schools from the PSEO program. Now, my kids are involved in PSEO. That stands for Post-Secondary Enrollment Option. It is for kids in Minnesota in high school. If you can test and you can keep up with college classes, you can actually take your college classes while still in high school for those last 2 years. So it gives you a big jump start on the competition out there. Well, what they wanted to do was bar religious schools from having the ability to be involved in that program. Now, a U.S. district judge by the name Nancy Purcell struck down the law in its entirety as unconstitutional. So this law sought to bar certain religious institutions from participating in the PSE program. It allows high school students to earn those college credits. It was passed. Now, this law that barred this from happening was passed in 2023 by the DFL-controlled legislature and prohibited religious colleges from requiring on-campus PSEO students to sign a faith statement attesting to the institution's beliefs and values. It also forbade schools from basing any part of the admission decision on a student's race, creed, ethnicity, disability, gender, or sexual orientation or religious beliefs or affiliations. The law was immediately challenged in court by Crown College and the University of Northwestern St. Paul, along with concerned parents who were represented by the Beckett Fund for Religious Liberty. So in the last 6 years, the Supreme Court has 3 times held that once a state opens funding to private institutions, the First Amendment's free exercise clause forbids excluding participants based on their religion or their religious use of the funds, the said in the lawsuit. Nancy Purcell agreed with the plaintiffs and struck down the law in its entirety. Now, this is a big win for religious liberty because there is nothing in the Constitution, folks. I want you to understand this. There is absolutely nothing in the Constitution that talks about the separation of church and state. That was in a letter to the Danbury Baptist by Thomas Jefferson. In fact, in all of our founding documents, it acknowledged the fact that our society could not function without the moral compass of the gospel and the basic laws of the Christian faith. So, but let's get back to Tim Walz because he's losing his mind even more over Donald Trump and insulting those friggin' red hat wearing people.
To be a diverse party. We are proud of the diversity of this country. We're not shying away from diversity as a strength and equity as a goal and inclusion being the air we breathe. That's what we should be doing. But what we have to be clear about is don't take the bait. It boggles my damn mind that in the midst of a military takeover of our cities and the attempt to go into others, the flaunting of the rule of law, the cruelness and the unconstitutional nature of the way they're attacking our neighbors.
Wait, was little Timmy just complaining about the rule of law and Washington, D.C., and the National Guard and the treatment of their neighbors. This is the same Tim Walz who, during COVID, deployed the National Guard to do things like this.
Oh, there's more. Look at this. They just keep coming.
Oh, go inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get in your house now! Let's go! Light him up! Go inside now! Get in the house!
Get in.
That the press finds the need to talk about, oh, there's a division in the Democratic Party. There's a division in my damn house and we're still married and things are good. That's life. That's life. We are strong. We are strong because we challenge each other. We are strong because we're held accountable. We're strong because we believe that there's a place for everyone here. Think of how easy it would be to be a damn Republican. Oh, what should I wear today? This stupid freaking red hat. What should I say today? I don't know. Just make sure it's cruel. Who do we listen to? That guy. Oh, the felon in the White House? Yeah, listen to him and that will be fine.
That makes me realize I didn't have the right hat on, so I went with the blue one. Yes, but it's not always easy to pick the red ones, as Brick Suit alluded to here, because you know what? We're proud of being MAGA. We're proud of supporting America First policies. And that's the thing that little Timmy Walz doesn't get. But he's the guy who talked about we need more civility. Yet he talks like this, and he's up there cussing, like he thinks it somehow brings more machismo, more bravado, because everybody knows he's Tiny Tim.
Now he's talking about burning flags. He's going to have flag burning or whatever. Because he knows there's a hell of a lot of flags with his picture on it that are going to get burned. There's a whole lot of that kind of crap that people are sick of.
What? What? This is the kind of red herring liberals throw out that proves that everything they say is a lie. Trump isn't banning burning a flag with his picture. He's talking specifically about the American flag. Everybody knows that. We don't care if liberals burn flags with Trump's picture on it. Nobody cares. They can burn flags with my picture or your picture. None of that matters. We're talking about the American flag.
And I have to tell you, we can have our internal decision-making, our internal healthy debates, but I refuse to believe we do not have the luxury to fight amongst ourselves while that thing sits in the White House.
A true sign of Trump derangement syndrome is when you call Trump a thing and can't even say his name. It's Donald J. Trump, Timmy. Trump. Probably send him over the edge.
So, I'm not telling anyone not to raise their voice. I'm not telling anyone to say, you are too damn old, man. Look at you. I'm fine with that. We can figure that part out. But I am willing to say each and every one of us are unified around the idea that this cruelty must end.
Is he talking about the cruelty of unchecked migrant crime, of young women being raped, and the rapists getting away with it under the Biden regime? Is that what he's talking about?
This slow-rolling attempt at undermining democracy, and I always get in trouble for it, and I'll continue to say it. I don't think we do any favors when we don't name it. These are fascist policies meant to take away our... That is what they are.
Now they're back to the fascism thing again. That's right. Next he's going to throw out a Hitler line or Nazi or something like this. This is why no one listens to them anymore. Once you've gone to fascism and Nazism, there's nowhere left to go. Right? I mean, it's as bad as it can get. Yet we're all out here breathing our free air, living our free lives, and knowing that Donald Trump is taking care of business in the White House.
So for all of you here, I welcome you to Minnesota. I'm grateful you're here.
Yeah, he's welcoming people to Minnesota because everybody's leaving Minnesota. We're losing a congressional seat due to the fact that Tim Walz's policies suck that bad. Our taxes suck that bad. I live in this once great state. I love the land here. We have the northern boreal forest, we have the hardwood regions, and we have the plains. We've got it all in Minnesota. But what we don't need more of is bad governance, and that's all Tim Walz will give us. But you know what else is in Minnesota? MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com/lumberjack for the biggest savings on the best sleep products available right now. Any color, any size, $29.88 per Kale sheets with free shipping on orders over $75. We'll see you on the next episode. Remember to subscribe if you're new. Peace out.